What is up, guys, and welcome back. We got another fishing cheater video for you guys. This one's a little bit different though, because we're going to be talking about fishing cheaters in general and not actually talking about like a specific cheater. Should people who cheat at fishing tournaments and other like fishing related events, should they actually get arrested and go to prison? I've been seeing all kind of comments on all my videos, and the general census, actually I take that back. Some of the ones that really blew up, a lot of people who aren't fishermen were commenting and saying like, oh, it's just fishing, you can go to jail for fishing, like acting like it's silly. As far as like actual fishermen and outdoorsmen, everyone was commenting on like multiple videos saying that like they all deserve to go to prison. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video, whether or not fishing cheaters should do hard time in prison. Stay tuned. Just got done feeding my fish. I've been getting a lot of comments on the videos about my fish tanks, so I figured I'd throw a little clip in of me feeding my cichlids. But alright guys, let's dive into this video. So like I was saying, the general census seems to be, at least from the fishermen and outdoorsmen, that all of these fishing cheaters deserve to go to prison. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Through most of these videos that I've done, most of the guys have kind of got off with like, borderline slap on the wrist. Some of them haven't hardly got anything. Some of them just kind of got banned from, fishing tournaments. Others had their fishing license completely revoked. Some for, multiple years, others for like life. I mean, that would, honestly, I think me personally, I wouldn't be able to not fish. I mean, I guess you technically would. You'd be able to fish private water. The only place you could fish legally, anyway, with permission from homeowners. So I guess you could find a way around it, be able to fish. But man, I would hate to have my fishing licenses revoked. That would suck. You could probably find a way to like get one in a different state. But as far as hard time, not many of these guys do hard time. Now I'm thinking that the walleye cheaters, it's looking pretty good that at least one of them is going to do some time, maybe both, but that's not necessarily because of the actual cheating incident. It's because they keep racking up other charges. They've got, the one guy, he's got another charge, and so he's got 2 court dates, and then Kaminsky, he's got like 4 freaking court dates, I think, from all these freaking charges he keeps racking up. He's just out there. Dude's just a straight up criminal. So those guys might actually see some jail time. But yeah, for the most part, a lot of these guys don't actually see the inside of a cell. Like some of them, a lot of them get arrested, but they're kind of just let go and they end up taking a deal or paying some fines, stuff like that. I think that may be why we are seeing so many cheaters. Like if you go through, there are so many documented cheaters throughout the last, like just 10, 15 years. I mean, it goes way further back than that. Like I've covered some videos from the 70s and 80s. So I mean, it's been going on for a long time. It really makes you wonder how many guys actually get caught, because if we know about all these, hundreds of people who have gotten caught cheating, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands more of guys who have gotten away with it and are still getting away with it. Pretty much anytime there's like money involved and just like egos, like people with egos, there's going to be people cheating. I think a lot of people think that the fishing industry is a safe place to cheat because a lot of these guys aren't getting in serious trouble. Now, do I think that everybody who cheats in a fishing tournament deserves to go to prison? I guess the amount of money definitely needs to come into play. If someone cheated at a tournament for like a couple $100, they probably shouldn't go to prison. Now, there should definitely be some kind of consequences for their actions. But now these guys that are like cheating throughout their entire careers and making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like some of these guys were fishing professional bass circuits and stuff and getting away with it for a long time. Those guys, I think, potentially deserve to see some really hard time, because I think if people know that if you cheat, you're not going to get away with it, and if you do get caught, you're going to actually see the inside of a jail cell, I think it would deter more people who are kind of on the fence on whether or not to cheat from actually doing it. Because I feel like the average person isn't going to want to risk going to prison over cheating in a freaking fishing tournament. Hopefully the average person wouldn't even, think about cheating, but sadly, I don't think that's true. There's a lot of freaking scumbags out there. Comment below, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I want to hear what you guys think. I know a lot of you, like I said, a lot of you guys have been commenting saying like they all deserve to go to prison. And, that's fair. That's fair, honestly. But I want to hear from you guys. Definitely, like, kind of a gray area. Because, like, for me, like I said, like, a couple $100, like, they're still cheating in the same way. But I guess, like, it's kind of like if you look at, like, thieves, if you look at people that are, like, stealing, like, the amount of money involved, like, the amount of merchandise and, like, what it's worth comes into play. For it to be a felony in most states, it has to be, like, over a certain amount of money. I think that's how this kind of thing should be handled. I guess it's just like with anything, if it's their first offense, they're gonna get they're gonna be more lenient probably. There should be like a mandatory like big fine. Like there should be like some huge mandatory fine. I think that would probably work. If there was like a minimum, if you commit like a felony offense on cheating at like a tournament, like a fishing tournament or any tournament for that matter, if there was like a mandatory like $10,000 fine, I think that would stop a lot of people from doing it as well. There definitely seems to be an epidemic of cheaters. What's so bad about this is now, like, because so many people have been cheating and so many people have been getting caught lately, more people have been seeming to get caught than in the past. But again, there's just like some sketchy stuff involved with all that, because I have personally seen sponsors and organizations protect anglers who were pretty much cheating. They may have been bending the rules. It might not have been like full-blown cheating, but like they were definitely breaking and bending the rules. And because they were like well-known and kind of been around for a while and had been earning their sponsors and even the organizations that they cheated at money because of like their face and their pool, I've seen them be protected, which is another problem in itself. But you see that in just about anything. You see that in any type of sports or professional sports, or I mean anything. So that's like a whole nother topic that I could get into. I always go off on tangents like that, like a thought pops in and then I completely lose my train of thought of what I was talking about before that. I gotta get better at that. Pretty sure I'm borderline ADD, guys. But yeah, more of these cheaters seem to be getting caught lately, and that's mostly a good thing. But what sucks about that is now it puts doubt in the other anglers, maybe makes them not want to fish the tournaments because they think someone might be cheating. They might think it's unfair or that it's rigged, and it just kind of deters people away from fishing a lot of these tournaments. And also now, and I've seen this too firsthand, the guys who are winning consistently at even low-level clubs, all the way from low-level clubs to like big like national events and stuff, if they're constantly winning or placing well, everybody like suspects them of cheating now. One thing that all these cheaters have in common is that they won a lot. So now like the guys who are just out there just grinding out, these guys that are sticks, that are just catching lots of fish and doing very well, now a lot of people are suspicious of them and their talents and tend to think that they might cheat. And I've seen a lot of that firsthand as well. Back when I fished kayak tournaments, I had a pretty good little streak going there for a while, and there was a couple of people who were actually accusing me of potentially doing that. It was right around the time when we caught a bunch of freaking kayak cheaters cheating. I think it's like you're probably going to start to see more and more of these tournament trails like kind of switching to the Major League Fishing type style of tournament, because they got like the judges right on the freaking boat. It'd be really hard to cheat unless they're like paying off the judges. Like there's always a way to, that's the problem, is no matter what rules or what steps are put in place to prevent cheating, there's always going to be a way to cheat, because human beings are corruptible. We're all corruptible. Almost every human being on this planet is corruptible. Some much harder to corrupt than others, and then some aren't. Human beings are just flawed, and some are flawed more than others. I personally just couldn't cheat at tournament because I'm so hard on myself, like with anything, and if I did something like that, it would eat me up inside, like, and I would just feel like a piece of crap. There's no way I'd be able to do it. That's just how I am. So it's hard for me to process why people even want to do it, especially a lot of these events where they were just like low payouts or like charity events and stuff. Like they were just doing it for the recognition, like just wanting to be something that they're not and getting like unwarranted recognition. Yeah, I just don't understand it. What's wild too is a lot of these guys get these huge egos when they start cheating, like talking down on the other anglers and stuff, and they've got like this built up ego of just like fakeness. It doesn't make any sense. To try to get back on track here, I definitely don't think that every person who cheats in a fishing tournament deserves like prison. But these guys that are still in hundreds of thousands of dollars and have been doing it for years and years and years, or I mean even like the recent ones, like the Walleye guys, they had some pretty big winnings, and they had some sponsorships and some they won a boat like that. There was a lot of money racked up. Maybe not like a long stint, but they should probably at least see like a county jail or something for a little bit. I think if more people took it seriously though, because like especially non-fishermen that are outside the community, they look at this stuff and they just see it as one big joke. And I think the people who are cheating kind of see it that way too. They don't really think there's any real consequences. They think worst case scenario, they're gonna have a couple court dates, pay some fines. I do wish that there was a little more there to deter these cheaters away from actually cheating. I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' comments and seeing what you think about this. Maybe we should just lock up all the freaking cheaters. Lock them all up in like one big group cell. Force them to play like checkers and stuff, and they would all drive each other crazy because they'd all be cheating the entire time. But alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.